Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Racha Kodash, Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Double honors to my elder, Aharawan Banyasharala of the Lions Den Camp, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. Salutations to the sincere Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. I'm Nakar Harab Ban Yasharala, coming out of the Lions Den Camp of Yasharala, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. Not today, I'll be coming our lesson, and it's on this article, and it says here, Amazon workers to strike at multiple U.S. warehouses during their busy supposed holiday season. You know, it's supposed to be the most busiest time of the year here in Babylon because, you know, people are doing a lot of spending money and buying up stuff that they ain't going to use. But, you know, nonetheless, let's continue. It says the summary of Teamsters call for Thursday strike. So basically what it is, today Wednesday, so they probably be going on strike tomorrow. But let's continue. It says thousands of workers will participate. Union says Teamsters represent about 1% of Amazon's U.S. workforce. It says thousands of Amazon workers will walk off the job on Thursday at 6 a.m. in the morning. The day ain't gonna even get started. But of course, you know, it's Esau being wicked like he is. You know, probably ain't paying people enough. Working conditions probably ain't right, which this article will probably shed some light on that probably. You know, and many other things. But let's continue. It says thousands of workers. So like thousands of Amazon workers will walk off the job on Thursday at 6 a.m. in the morning. It says in the crucial final days of the holiday season, after union officials said the retailer failed to come to the bargaining table. So there you go. They effing over the workers, but you know, that's how Esau does. You know, these devils do that. And of course, you know, this is a multi-billion-dollar company. But things like this causes those companies like this to lose money. When you lose workers, you lose money. But nonetheless, let's get a scripture real quick before I continue. This is James chapter 5, verse 4. It says, behold, the hire of thy laborers, it says, behold, the hire of the laborers, which have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped Salakia, are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. So the fact that people are crying out, Esau's companies and all of this stuff, the people that he's helped that have reaped down his fields, Salakia, this devil is keeping people back by fraud, not paying them enough, working them too much, overworking them. You know, not giving people a break. You know, you're supposed to get paid by daily, Salakia, according to the scriptures. But no, this devil make you wait a week to 2 weeks. Some jobs, they get paid once a month. And you can't live like that. But nonetheless, the cries of the people. And again, this is a cry of the people. And those cries that this devil is keeping people back by fraud has reached the ears of Yahweh Shai, the Lord of armies. You know, being overworked, long hours, not getting paid enough, you know, not getting paid a high enough living wage. But guess what? The Lord hear the complaints of people that work for these jobs and the things in these companies that this devil has created. Continuing. It says, the International Brotherhood of Teamsters said unionized workers at facilities in New York City, Skokie, whatever that is, Illinois, Atlanta, San Francisco, and Southern California will join the picket line to seek contracts guaranteeing better wages and work conditions. It says the Teamsters Union has said it represents about 10,000 workers at 10% of the company's U.S. facilities, representing about 1% of Amazon's hourly workforce. Among them, 7 will walk out on Thursday, the Teamsters said. The strike could disrupt Amazon's operation. It most definitely will. Amazon's operation, maybe not to the extent that people may want it to, or it may damage Amazon beyond, till they have to come to the table. But nonetheless, let's continue. It says the strike could disrupt Amazon's operations as it races to fulfill orders during its busiest season of the year in the New York City area. However, the company has multiple warehouses as well as smaller delivery depots for fast same-day delivery. A lot of people, they got that Amazon Prime and they like that same day or that next day delivery. Let's continue. They might not want to wait a week or 2 weeks for their package to come, but let's continue. It says Amazon did not immediately respond to a Reuters request for comment. The union had given Amazon a deadline of Sunday to begin negotiations, and workers at facilities voted recently to authorize a strike. Teamsters, see this, and this is why Esau don't like unions, because these companies want to run, but they don't want to treat the workers right. They don't want to have good working conditions and fair wages. Just think about the banana massacre in Colombia. That's a lot of Northern Kingdom, which is Jake. They died behind that. A lot of blood shed was behind that. But let's continue. It says Teamsters local unions are also putting up primary picket lines at hundreds of Amazon fulfillment centers nationwide. Salakia. The union said in a statement on Wednesday. Observers said Amazon is unlikely to come to the table to bargain, as it could open the door to additional union actions, i.e., they would be forced to deal fairly. Let's continue. It says Amazon clearly has developed a strategy of ignoring their workers' rights to collectively Salakia organize. I don't know what the flying flip phone wrong with me right now. But let's continue. Let's start over. It says Amazon has clearly developed a strategy of ignoring their workers' rights to collectively organize and negotiate, said Benjamin Sachs, a Harvard Law School professor of labor and industry. He noted that more than 2 years after workers at a Staten Island warehouse became the first in the United States to vote to unionize, Amazon still has not recognized the group. However, Amazon has filed objections with the National Labor Relations Board over the 2022 Staten Island election, alleging bias among agency officials, among other issues. Lies. These devils gotta lie because they don't want to pay no money. It says further Amazon challenged the constitutionality of the NLRB itself in a September federal lawsuit. The Seattle-based company has also said the Teamsters attempted to coerce workers to illegally join the union. Workers don't illegally join unions. Workers join unions so that you won't F over them. But let's continue. It says Teamsters said the Staten Island warehouse could join the strike at any time, as well as another Southern California facility that had earlier voted to join the walkout. In recent years, Amazon.com has faced worker walkouts in Spain and Germany. So this is an ongoing thing. This ain't just a new happening event. It says among other regions over pay and working conditions. James chapter 5 verse 4 yet again. Not paying the workers and the conditions ain't right. You can't F over your workers and then think they just gonna keep performing at top-notch levels. No. That go down eventually, and then guess what? They leave. Let's continue. This is as the world's second largest private employer after Walmart, Amazon has long been a target for unions. Some workers have said Amazon's emphasis on greater speed and efficiency can lead to injuries, and that's very believable. It says, while Amazon has said it pays industry-leading wages and regularly introduces automation designed to reduce repetitive stress, the company will face other union actions in the months ahead. Workers at a Philadelphia Whole Foods in November filed to hold a union election, the first since Amazon acquired the grocery chain in 2017. This is last month. An administrative judge ordered a third union election at an Alabama warehouse after ruling Amazon had acted unlawfully to thwart unionization there. Earlier this year, Amazon announced $2.1 billion investment to raise pay for fulfillment and transportation employees in the U.S., increasing base wages for employees by at least $1.50 to around $22 per hour, a roughly a 7% increase. So there you go. It's just these devils just not doing what they're supposed to do, and but also this is also a sign of a failing, we'll say, kingdom, among many other things. But I'm gonna read James chapter 5 verse 4 once more, and I'm gonna end it. You know what? I'm gonna start at the top again. But no, I'm gonna start at the top. I didn't start at the top the first time. Let's continue. But let's say it's James chapter 1 verse 5. It's like chapter 5 verse 1. Yeah, I'm backwards today. I don't know what to do. Anyways, it says, go to now, ye rich man, weep and howl, for your misery shall come upon you. So it's what? Go to now, you wicked man are rich. Guess what? You ought to fear Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. That's why it says, go to, howl for your miseries. And things like this hurt rich men's pockets. People walking out, not wanting to do the work, because of lack of pay and horrible working conditions. But again, it says, go to now, ye rich men, and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. So basically, they're saying, all you rich guys, all you multi-billion-dollar companies and billionaires, you howl because your riches it's over with. Your miseries is coming upon you, i.e. losing money, not being rich no more. That slippery slope going on the way down. Verse 2, it says, your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten. So these devils, their riches are corrupted and their garments are moth-eaten. They're losing their power. Their riches and their status and whatever it is that they had is not the same no more. They're losing. Their riches are corrupted because they didn't get them. Of course, they didn't get them legally. They didn't get them fairly. They got them illegally and unfairly. Your garments are moth-eaten, meaning that once, we'll say that grandeur that it once was to be supposed rich, according to this devil and in this society, it ain't the same no more. They're losing. Continuing, verse 3, it says, your gold and your silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days, so their gold and their silver is cankered. It is becoming useless. It is becoming of no benefit to them. It says the rest of it shall be a witness against them. They just got stuff just stacked up, so much money that they can't spend it. So much riches that they would never ever be able to spend it all in a lifetime. They would never ever be able to spend it all. It says, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. So the fact that they're keeping all this stuff, that's going to be a witness against them. It's going to be their downfall, their destruction. Real quick. Here we go. This is Proverbs. This is chapter 11, verse 24. It says, there is that scattereth and yet increases, and there is that withholdeth more than is meet, but it tendeth to poverty. So you have those that scatter, those who have a lot, they scatter it out, they give it out, and guess what? They get an increase for it. But there are those who withholding, so like who withholds more than that is meat, meaning they hold back. They don't give out. Guess what? And it tendeth to poverty. Back to James chapter 5 verse 3. Your gold and your silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. So the fact that these devils don't want to pay, ain't paying the workers, ain't doing what they're supposed to do, that's fraud. That's wrong. That's wicked. And these devils are keeping everything and they're not giving out. Guess what? It's going to tend to their poverty. It's going to tend to their destruction. So back at Proverbs chapter 11, verse 24 once more. There is that scattereth and yet increases. See, when you scatter, when you put out, when you give out, the liberal soul shall be made fat. You know what I'm saying? That is most applicable to the scriptures. But also, if you have much and you give way, it'll be made. Liberal means to freely give. You know, liberal meaning you don't mind giving. But this devil is one of the ones he withholds Salakia. He withholds that which is more than his meat for him. He hold back everything. He want to hold on to it with the alligator arms. Want to hold on to it. Got a death grip on the riches. So guess what? It tendeth to poverty. So it's going to be a downfall for this devil. These riches are going to be a downfall for this devil. Let's continue. Here it is right here, verse 25. It says, the liberal soul shall be made fat, and he that watereth shall be watered also himself. So the liberal soul is going to be made fat. The giving soul, the one who doesn't mind giving, is going to be made fat, i.e. increased. It said, he that watereth, according to the scriptures, he that watereth shall also be watered himself. And that's just simple when it comes down to the scriptures. You water the next brother, guess what? You get water. But we talk about this devil and withholding these riches. But I reference the scriptures, but it's all right here. Let's continue. Verse 26. It says, he that withholdeth corn, the people shall curse him. But blessings shall be upon the head of him that selleth it. So there you go. When you withhold corn, when you withhold riches, when you're not paying your workers, you're not doing what you're supposed to do, guess what? The people are going to curse whomever that person and or company might be. But it says, but blessings, but blessing shall be upon the head of him that selleth it. So if you got corn, you got something, you provide a service or you provide it, guess what? Increase. But this devil want to hold back. So guess what? It's going to tend to his poverty. These riches are going to be a witness against this devil. When the Lord come back, he going to see everything and like, oh, you the one is the reason why people suffering and can't. Okay, you wouldn't. So guess what? These riches really is going to be these devils' downfall. Let's continue. My last point, and I'm gonna end it. Verse 4, back at James chapter 5. It says, behold, the hire of the laborers, which have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth, so the Lord of armies. So the Lord hears this. He hears the cries of the people. You know, and of course, you know, at these companies, they always want to hire Jake. See, Esau don't hire his own people because they some lazy MFers. They don't never ever want to do nothing. They want to be sitting behind a desk not doing nothing. Every time you look up, they going on, they golfing. They supposed to be at the company running. They don't want on a golfing lunch break type of time or whatever, you know, these devils do. But nonetheless, the people, the hire of the laborers, the people that Esau has hired to work for these crooked ASS companies, you know, that have reaped down the fields, have done the work for this devil. This devil is keeping them back by fraud. These people are what? Crying. They're crying out. They can't make ends meet. And guess what? That's going into the ears of the Lord. The Lord hear that. And especially Jake, even though 2/3 of our people wicked than the mother Hubbard, he still hear their cries when it comes down to these companies. Overworking Jake, not letting them off, ain't paying them, working conditions is toilet, you know. The Lord hear that. So this is just another possibly company that's probably gonna go down. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord is taking this place down, so He's gonna hit the infrastructure, and Amazon is part of the infrastructure, such as Walmart. Walmart done caught a blow too, with some other stuff, you know, with them. You know, but yeah, this the Lord is. He see this, He hear it, and he's doing something about it. And That's all I got on this. And with that, shalom.